Hi everyone, this is Norman Kochnick here. Hoping we'll have some guests on. We'll see how we go. I'm not late. Why late? I'm here. How are we all? Suman Shastri, are you here? What's a pink slip for? He's not late. I'm here. The fact is, Anderson, there's been, look, definitely Shardul Thakur has actually been dismissed from or not dismissed, he's injured and will not play in this test match. So, it's an interesting little dilemma they've got there. In fact, both sides. I should welcome everyone to the show, shouldn't I? It's Norman Kochnick here for Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnick. A little bit late Sydney time, about 11:30, 11:50 actually, about 7:20 Indian time, and some 2:50 p.m. England time. The reality is the day just unfolds with more and more changes. We had Johnny Bairstow have a media conference, and I actually had uploaded that if you've seen it. Have you all acknowledged me whether you've seen the media conference or not? So the media conference is there. He talked about Rory Burns not being up to speed for the match. Anderson looking doubtful, Broad looking like he's not selected, which does infer Mark Wood's there for sure. But if Anderson's not there, it's going to be interesting who they replace for him. And with Rory Burns, if he's out, well, that may shuffle their order around a bit as well. You'd think Hamid may come into the batting lineup. Ollie Pope's already meant to be there. And, of course, that will lead to changes there and right there and then, and the potential of Moeen Ali coming in as well. In fact, Saqib, I always get this name wrong. It's Saqib Mahmood has been added to the squad. Now, if Anderson's not playing, and Don Bess is actually leaving the squad and returning to Yorkshire this morning, so it's quite certain that England will not be playing a spinner. I don't think it'll be Don Bess and Jack Leach. Unlikely that either of those will get a go. I think you'll probably find that Saqib Mahmood may make his way into the team if Anderson's out, and if Broad's out, Wood will make his way in. So it's intriguing if that will be the case. It does look like it. Of course, Moeen Ali's been out of their squad as well, with the inference that perhaps Lawrence may be dropped. Ollie Pope might come in and they may lead to another change, but that may be reprieved because if Ollie Pope comes in and Burt is actually injured, then you may see Crawley open with Sibley, potentially. England's in disarray. India has an injury to Shardul Thakur, who's out, definitely, but it was earmarked that Ashwin would come in anyway, so that almost makes it an easy selection of Ashwin into the side rather than a fourth seamer. So that's what I would argue would be the case so far. So, okay. What have we got here? Ismail Khan's there. It's Sam from Uber. Okay, Sam, how are you? Sam is a guy that I met. He's a lovely man. Sam, I'm putting your name up there. Look, mate, you're up there, Sam. Good on you. Sam is there. Lord Patel is missing from. Okay, we've got. Hey, Norman, how are you? Himanshu Chaudhry's there. Manas Dewan. Virat, in his latest press conference, said Jadeja and Four Samuels would play, and Nishant is fit. Yeah, I don't know whether Nishant will necessarily go. If it's four seamers, but Thakur is no longer playing. Will they bring Ishant in rather than Ashwin? I did predict that it would be Ashwin in the third test rather than second. That was my thoughts. Sam Edley. Is Ashwin playing? That's the big question. Please bring in Siddharth. I'll try and do that. My guy. How are you, Sam? All right, please bring in Siddharth. Well. How are you? Sam Adley, how are you? We met each other only recently, the last hour or so. Okay, so we'll wait and see. So Wood and Overton, perhaps, or it could be Wood and not someone other than Overton. I'm not sure about. Or even Mahmood himself may be the player that might come in. My favourite batsman there's a number of them. I love Root. I love Williamson, obviously Coley, Smith to an extent, and Baba Azam. Adelaide, on you, Sam Adelaide. I hope I'm saying hello, Sam, several times. Sam Adley, how are you? Sam Adley, how are you? Wood plays, he cannot be having Ishant Sharma. He will blow the tail away. Yeah, that's true. It's a danger of what they're going to do. If I was a video analyst, I would first say my batting lineup to see action of them, and then bowling. This swing is okay. Broad news at this point, it's earmarked that he's not playing. Sam, you deserve it, mate. I'm a good mate, just in bed. I missed your late last one. I'm sorry, but I'm here now. Good on you, mate. Good morning from Vancouver. Prema Goldson is actually in Vancouver. As in Canada. Okay, all right. There's multiple changes. It's hard to keep track of them. I'm going to try and get some, create some other the Indian component of it. I'm going to ask. Just trying to get a hold of people. They're all aware, but people are so busy. Where is he? Good old Siddharth. All right. What's my profession? Well, yeah, journalist, certainly a media personality. I'll call myself as well. Just trying to get Siddharth. So Munchie's here, I can see. Okay. Let's have a look here. British Columbia, okay. Get in a journalist, okay. Can India win here? Of course they can. In fact, they're more likely to win now than anything. Will it cost India or England the points if they have been docked by, I should say, at some stage of the World Test? What points have they been docked today? Himanshu explains what points have they been docked today. So will it cost India or England the points they've docked by ICC today at some stage of the world? I'm not sure what you're referring to. I haven't looked at it. I'll have to know that. Anderson has a tight thigh, so it could be available after lots of massage. Well, it's not looking very not looking very good, to be honest. Okay, so Vancouver, Washington, USA. Okay, not the Vancouver. I'm not sure now. Is it Vancouver in Canada or is it Vancouver, Washington, USA? I need to find it out. Okay. Yeah, actually, we know Shardul Thakur is out. So is Anderson playing or not? Well, the press conference that Johnny Bairstow just was there. He tried to be diplomatic, but it was pretty clear that he did say that Anderson's not 100%. And the questioning was around tests without Anderson or Broad, which implies that both of them are out. The other person, of course, is Rory Burns is another one on the okay. Waiting for 71st, that is the 71st century of course, Virat Kohli. Can you please do a live soon about NRL? Sam Adley, I will do. I'll do about the Rabbitohs. Sam, go and have a look at the previous videos I did with the Rabbitohs guys. Vancouver's more important. Okay. Yep, Root, Kohli, finest. Oh, okay. Kohli and Roll. I don't think it'll affect the points. No, I don't think it'll be the World Test Championship points might be. Why would that? Because slow rate just means that he docked fine for that. It won't actually affect the other thing. I'm pretty sure not. Can they add one reserve 6 days? No, they will not be able to do that. That's John. That's not going to happen. That's because of OH&S, because of the time frames, but the commitment to the way the game was one after the other. No, it won't happen. It won't be needed, John, because the way that Lords looks, it'll be 5 days of complete sunshine. No mention of rain at all. You never know. They may well. Injuries. Are we expecting another India Australia series here. Well, it is looking that way, but the injuries are probably more notable in the England side than the Indian side. The Indian side at this point have lost Shardul Thakur, and that's it, which would imply that Ashwin will come in. Whether Ishant Sharma comes in or not is the other question. Why am I a huge admirer of Marnus, and why don't you consider him in the Fab Five? Look, he's very early in his career, extremely early in his career, so not yet. So who should come in place? I think if they're only going to play one spinner and Jadeja's playing, then Ashwin's not playing, and Ishant will be the one. That's what we're hearing. I thought, no, why don't you play with that other cricket? I've done it plenty of times, Storm Surge. I don't need to support other groups, and they don't need to support me. We're great friends. Root went ahead of Kohli, and I said, well, that's understandable. Bring Surya Kumar out in place of Pujara. What happened in this test match, Rahul? What happened? Samantha Shastri says 2 points for both. I read it. You read that? Did you actually read that? I haven't read that. I've got to find out where that's written, because I'm not seeing that. Okay, let's have a look here. England and India docked for the two. Okay. Yeah, I'm afraid it looks like England and are docked 2 WTC points apiece for slow. Wow, that's heavy. So it is. You are right. I haven't read that. It's new to me. That's I think that's awfully hard. I really, really think that's awfully hard. Find it extremely annoying. To be honest with you, I'm finding it very, very annoying. I don't. It does look like that is the case, guys. It's just come out. It's not even released. It's been 6 hours ago when it was released, but I didn't know that offhand, so it's news to me. But yeah, that's it's unfortunate to say the least. We've already got the issue with injuries, and do you guys think that it's correct to actually fine them? I understand. Fines, I understand. But the 2 WTC points, I don't agree with. It's a pretty hefty. Was it really a slide rain? I didn't notice that. I thought the game went along swimmingly. It rained on the 5th day. That was the problem. It wasn't an issue with anything other than that. Yeah, I've just noticed that. It's an unfortunate set of circumstances. So England and India both have been docked 2 WTC points apiece for slow over rate. Both teams will also fine 40% of their match fee. So the teams were actually, it's not just even the player, the whole team. It's very disturbing, guys. Who should play for Thakur? Well, that's the question. It seems by what Virat Kohli said at his press conference that he wants 4 seamers and Jadeja. That implies that Ashwin's not playing, and the 4th seamer being Thakur out would mean that you'll have Bumrah, Shami, and Siraj. And then if Thakur's out, Ishant Sharma will probably come back into play. That has to be the logic of all that, I'd say. That'll be the logic of that. What else we got in the news? There's a fair bit of other news coming up there as well. Yeah, there's quite a bit of a drama there going on. And Root overtakes obviously Kohli for 4th spot in the ICC rankings. So that's another rather big blow for you'd argue a blow for Kohli, I guess is the right way of putting it. You'd have to call it a blow for Kohli. He would see it as a blow, wouldn't he? He would have to see it as a blow because he's actually lost out on his positioning. So, okay. Puja JD, I think you're new. I haven't seen you before. What do you think of Anderson? Will he play or not? Did he come to the sort of cause a cramp? I think there's more than just cramp going on there. I think it's a hell of a lot more than cramp. So there is a lot of doubt about Anderson at this point. Yeah, it's true. It is hurting. The draw really, really, really hurt. Would have been significant for India to have won that match. Satvir Bugger, it is a very sad day for India. So, and some Shastri is also crying. My best player at President Smith, Williamson, Root and Kohli. Yeah. Sam Adley, Norman, would you collab with Friendly Geordies? Of course. Munchie with 4 paces, you can't do much. Which team is your favourite, Lord? India's still favourites. England are changing too much. They're going to be a little mess. I miss those ruthless days of Steve Waugh. Yeah, I agree too. Virat should replace Pujara and Ashwin. Bahari should replace Pujara and Ashwin should replace Injit Thakur. Okay. Samba Sphere, Raul Vajendla. I hope you have subscribed. I hope everyone here have subscribed and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and view, like, and shared, and actually made sure that their WhatsApp groups, their Facebook Messenger, and whatever else you might want to call the email services. Make sure everybody is aware of this channel by subscribing. Okay, Tucker will be replaced by Ashwin. I would have thought so, but if Kohli has said 4 seamers in Jadeja, he's implying Ashwin's not in, and don't be shocked by that. It shouldn't be a shock. Have a look here. I'd love to. India, at this point, Anderson, beautiful drawings, doesn't look like he's playing. What changes would you make to the Indian 11? Well, I wouldn't have changed anybody, really. The only change would be Thakur, but he's injured now, so he has to be changed. Then that means that you're likely to see either Ishant Sharma or Ashwin come in. Vishnu Reddy, I hope he does. Yeah, that's it. There was no mention throughout the commentary about slow overrate, so it's very frustrating. And losing 2 WTC, that's quite significant. I don't know whether laziness is the right word, Munchie. I don't think it's laziness at all. There was no apparent lack of, a way that they did things. I don't know. I'm finding that a bit hard to accept, really. I really am. So effectively, we've got, let's have a look. New Zealand, I think it's Williamson's first. Then Smith, Labuschagne, Root, and Kohli. Yeah, Labuschagne's a little bit overrated, I'm sorry. We'll wait and see how he goes in the future. I don't think he'll be dominating as much. That's my thoughts. We couldn't have restored our plan, have it on 5 days. Overrate points should have been hardened, whereas the day is washed out. I agree. Well, I kind of agree. That's true. That's true. Sibadas, I think it was awful. They're in a really bad state. I don't care what players that have come in, they're in a bad state. You do not have a weakened side in the lead up to the World Cup. Now, admittedly, they're all playing IPL, but they're playing in different teams. That was the last time that Australia will be able to play as a team in the T20 format prior to the World Cup. They've wasted an opportunity. They've lost 8 out of their last 10 matches. Yeah. Will Lords be a high-scoring match? Probably, you would think if it's a clear days, sunny days, hot belters, there'll be more runs scored. You could well be right. Yeah, both those 2 players didn't play. That's Test rankings now. It's not ODI. First time cricketers Australia going in the World Cup as an underdog and not favourites. Very rare sight in cricket. They're not just underdogs. They're wannabes. They'll be lucky. They'll be lucky to be really. They'll almost be happy to be in the top 6. They're not the top 4. That's for sure. Lowest change of future Australia. Well, in part, but not in full. Shakib Al-Hussain for Bangladesh would certainly be up there. I reckon he's great. Even a Jadeja's good value. And, you have to look at quite a few players of that type. India's got some stars too, don't worry. England's probably got some of the best all round. If Ben Stokes was available, but he's not. Sam Adelaide, I don't know actually who Friendly Geordies is. He talking about what? Sam Burgess? Or Tom Burgess? Who are you talking about? What do you think? Is Mark Wood, is perfect in place of Broad, or will you pick an all-rounder? Well, they've got an all-rounder in Sam Curran. I'm hoping he stays in the side, and they're going to bring Moeen Ali in as well, so hence why Wood's a good inclusion. I don't think that. It is harsh. Yeah, the umpire should have been making them aware well and surely early in that. I totally agree. Well, we're still waiting for Himanshu. We are still waiting for his 400th wicket, and he might be waiting quite a bit longer because they're not playing a test match for a while. It's not for a while indeed. So, all right. Now, on the basis of what we've been talking about, let's just go through it one more time. England have doubts now on Anderson. Broad seems to be out. So Anderson and Broad will be changed. They've got doubts around Rory Burns injury-wise as well. They've got Lawrence out of form. So that's 4 players already. Mark Wood would go in. Overton, I'm not sure. Jack Leach, not sure. Ollie Pope. So Mark Wood, Ollie Pope, and potentially, well, I thought Hamid, but he could be there as well if Rory Burns is out. But certainly, you would argue Moeen Ali, Ollie Pope, and Mark Wood are the 3 to include at this point in time, and perhaps Hamid. But that's destabilising this team immensely. Immense amount of destabilisation. And the word that was used in the press conference quite frequently by the journalists was the word destabilisation. So that's what I would say would be the case. So let's have a look at that's what I would say. No, but there's going to be a number of England changes. They could be anywhere from 4+ changes. Burns, Pope, so Burns, Lawrence, and Burns, Lawrence, Anderson, and Broad. It's quite a few changes. There's a lot more to come too. Too many changes. Some of them unfortunately necessary, some not. Some could have waited. Anyway. Batting first good disadvantage. Well, yes and no. The team waiting the toss usually should bat first, I think. Don't upset me. Hamid should play. Well, if he's playing, who's dropped? If Rory Burns is out, then he's got to reprieve there immediately. Talking a slow over rate due to 4-7, every time players 4-7, the spinners gets more overs than Jadeja because they better spin. Jadeja's not a bad spinner. He's got over 200 test wickets. Yes, that's right. Good night. Good night, Sam Adelaide. Good night, mate. You've been wonderful to have Sam Adelaide on there. Met him only today. He's an Aussie bloke, young bloke. Nice bloke indeed. Tony's not overrated at all. He was a fantastic player. Fantastic player. I feel Australians cricket commentary is way superior to than the dull and boring England comments. What do you say, Norm? Do you mean Australian commentators of years gone by? Yes, but at the moment, Australian commentators are no different. I like the England commentators, to be honest with you. I like David Lloyd in particular. Yeah, but it looks like Burns may be actually interesting. Weather forecast and Lords, beautiful drawings. You can make beautiful drawings of the blue sky. Well, we'll wait and see with that, but Virat's not going anywhere. Ponting said Australia are lacking a good finish in T20. What do you think? Of course they are. Dan Christian should be there, though. Yeah, BBC Radio is much better, you're right. Richie Bennett, all-time best commentator, absolutely. Munchie, where's Batman Boy? Looks like a partner's joining us. Oh, I don't necessarily agree. I don't agree with that. Sir, please say Bangladesh pictures are poor. I'm so disappointed. No, they're not poor. No, I think Australia very quickly dismissed the pictures. They both teams had the battle of the same pictures. I don't agree at all. Tony Gregg commentary, yeah, with Richie Benno, you can't get better than those two. They were, and Bill Lowry, of course, as well. Munchie says that Reg is under a stone, he believes. Okay. Aparna Sani.
Hello, how are you, Norman?
Good, everyone who don't know, the esteemed Aparna Sani of Cricket Conversation with Aparna Sani is there. She's on again.
On time?
Are you having, and you got your big black jacket on? What's going on?
It's snowing. Feels like English conditions. Raining and snowing.
Hang on a minute, it was 25 degrees today. What are you talking about?
No, I'm just joking now. Well, I have the jab, so I haven't been feeling very well.
What,
yeah,
the second jab or the
sorry.
first shot? Second jab or first jab?
The first one, but it's been 3 days now, something like that.
So it knocked you out of it, does it?
Yeah, the Astra one. I mean, I shouldn't say this on camera, but yeah. I mean, it's better than nothing.
Why did you get the Pfizer?
Because it's not available.
All you have to do is say you work at the airport.
No, I just don't lie. I can't lie. Not for those reasons anyway. That's so stupid. I mean,
are you suggesting I lie?
No, I'm not suggesting that.
I'm
just saying you don't say the full truth.
Okay. So try and find some clips of John Arlott commentating, a cricket poet when talking about game. He was brilliant. He was a man of history. Absolutely. Right now, I need to shoot. Sorry, I'll have to go. Good chat. Munchie said I have to go and shoot. Who are you shooting, Munchie? You shouldn't be shooting anyone. Leaving, okay, but don't shoot anyone. Please say it's a loss against Bang if it says was a dark day or not. It was a horrible day. That was the lowest day. That is the last match that Australia are going to play for the World Cup. And they scored 62 all out. It's disgraceful. Almost as bad as the Indians, and when they scored 36
in Adelaide. Well, no one can forget that.
No, it was actually it probably helped India. It made them become very steely about the way they were doing. Dr. A.
Let's stick to this series, and I find no reason why India cannot win the series. I mean,
you got a doctor that's a friend of yours. Look.
Aparna saying like. Doctors, thank you, doctor. Right.
Doctor. I mean, he's a doctor as far as his YouTube thing is. Went out. Oh, okay, what are we going to say? This England India 5-test series is going to produce $100 million. Well, interesting. What do you think about tomorrow's weather? Is it raining? That nobody needs to question.
Well, it's
weather.
Lord's.
It's going to be 5 days of good weather.
No, but it's Lord's. Everyone travels with, an umbrella because you never know. I mean, that's just typical Lord's. What's that story behind? While we're talking about the rain, I would like to ask you this question, Norman, though I know the facts. What is the story behind slope at Lord's?
The slope.
You know how there's a slope?
Yeah, exactly. That's just a great piece of history. That ground has always had a slope on the angle of the pitch in terms of from side to side, and it is a great thing because it allows bowlers to actually bowl a certain type of delivery, which either goes down the slope or up the slope, depending on and they take advantage of that. Glenn McGrath was a great exponent of that. It's a great thing. It's the quirkiness of the ground. They're not going to level it. They're not going to change it. It's been that way since day dot, and they're leaving it. I think it's one of the most fantastic stories of the quirkiness of a ground, and they haven't changed it. Being the home of cricket, and they've never changed it. What a magnificent story, really.
Yeah, but I think the story was different. The story was the slope at the Lords is famous for something, which is an uninvited guest at Lords, the Lord of Rain. to run the water out of the field. But also, the ball is referred to use the slope, and hopefully Shardul Thakur and Mohammad Siraj would give a bit of a thought for it as
Well,
Mark.
Shardul Thakur, I need to update you. Shardul Thakur is injured and he's out of the test.
Or did you just read the update?
Yeah, I've talked about that. Shardul Thakur is out of the test. He's
So
injured.
Ishant Sharma is in.
Well, Virat Kohli has talked about 4 bowlers, 4 seamers, and Jadeja. So he's implying that Ashwin's not in, and he's implying that Ishant Sharma is in, without saying their words. Okay? Otherwise, India are intact. England, however...
There's no way they'll take Ashwin because there's no point. I mean, looking at the conditions, it wouldn't do any favor for the wicket. So
okay. It's going to be interesting to see what they do because it looks like they're taking 4 seamers and Jadeja. So the only change will be Thakur, which is happening anyway because of his injury. England, however, Broad seems to be out. A selection decision with Mark Wood in. But the breaking news is James Anderson may well be out as well, injured, at least for this test. And Rory Burns had some injury as well.
What about Moeen Ali?
There'll be multiple changes. They're going to lose Broad for Wood. Anderson out, Saqib Mahmood may come in. He's been added to the squad. Ollie Pope's meant to go back in. Dan Lawrence may be out. Moeen Ali has been out of the squad. If he goes in, there's a further change to happen. And if Rory Burns is injured, Hamid might come in. There's going to be 4+ changes in this England side. Too many for them to win a match.
I think they would definitely pick Moeen Ali because you know what? If he's selected to play at Lords, I mean, Moeen Ali will have another chance to continue his love affair with playing against India in England. His highest record against them is at home. So, his 2 best performances so far is against India. That which is 4 years apart, remains 2 of the best in his career. So, I mean, I think there's definitely chances that he might be in.
It's a big plus for England for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player. He's great. And especially, considering he has performed one of his career's best 2 performances against India in home conditions, which is England. So, I mean, it's a win-win.
Oh, it is. That's a benefit.
Are they rotating the bowlers? Because, I mean, don't know how long, because they had this rotational policy going on before in India as well. I mean, England tour of India. So, are they sticking to that, or they would let the bowlers play back-to-back matches? I mean, what they need is Archer is missing. They need the speed with which they can attack, because of which, I mean, they don't have that at the moment, which is very giving them trouble. India has an upper hand. There are more headaches for England, and India will be able to start with an edge because of that.
Overwhelming amount of changes. They're going to be hard pressed to win this match on the basis you can't make, as a minimum, 4 changes, even 5, and then positional changes as well. Again, Moeen Ali, Ollie Pope. So Moeen Ali, Ollie Pope, Mark Wood. Look like they're all 3 in there. Saqib Mahmood may be in, or Overton. That's at least 4 changes right there. And Hamid may be a 5th change, which will involve a batting order reshuffle, and it'll be bloody messy, to say the least.
Well, looking at India's team, at the end, we all heard Virat Kohli said we have a set template, right? And they may proceed with the second test at Lords with no possible changes in the team. So does this mean they will not have any changes at all, considering obviously, apart from Shardul Thakur? But at the first place, why was Ishant Sharma not selected, and why Siraj was preferred? I mean, I think he had some injury as well.
Ishant Sharma was supposedly injured.
Yeah, exactly. So how can he come in now for Shah? Has he recovered? Is he fit? Or was there possibly really an injury? I mean, that's an inside story. We don't know about that one.
It's quite a good point. I mean, there's no certainty as to really. They could easily cover something by saying that the person's injured. They could say that. You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't know. It's an easy throwaway line to say somebody's injured, isn't it?
I mean, it's because he's a big player.
It's hard to prove. It's very, very hard to prove. I'm just trying to
Well,
find something.
let's see how England finds its fine tuning. Might be Moeen Ali added to the squad.
I think England are in a lot of trouble here.
Oh, definitely.
And it's a pity that, for India's sake, they didn't win the first match, because this would have been a second win in a 5-test series. It would have been a great start for India. So, no rain forecast in London for the next 5 days. Exactly. Is Lord's pitch better than the Trent Bridge pitch? I'd say yes. Why is Virat Kohli saying he will play 4 semis before he even seeing the pitch? He knows enough about the pitch to say that.
Yeah, but they want a seamer and knows how to bat. They're looking for someone that, and in these conditions, which is overcast condition, I think it is likely there might not be any advantage to help the wicket with spin, which is why I think. But again, it depends on the weather and the conditions. But Lords, I think, always have favored paces.
Yeah. I think at this stage, it's massively in India's favour, especially if they don't change their side and just make the needed change of Tucker out and Ishant in. They're in a great position. England's batting orders all over the place. Even if Hamid comes in, Ollie Pope, even though he's preferred, will not have had time on the board. It's really just the only redeeming factor is Moeen Ali. I think he's a redeeming factor, and I actually think Mark Wood will suit Indian batters even more because he'll have the ball coming onto the bat. I think India will like that. Myself. A part of that was a super joke. What was your super joke?
Oh, I don't know. I cracked a few. What about the strokes one? I think England has got a stroke since they've got Ben Stokes out. That's a ripper. Would they be able to recover from the stroke that they have incurred at the first test?
They're reeling. Ben Stokes has made a real mess of England's team. Okay. Smriti Mandela opens the batting for India in the women's team. She's batting beautifully right now. Well, that's I'm guessing in the 100. You've been told by Manus Darwin that Ishant Sharma hurt his finger in the last few overs of the World Test Championship, and Virat has said everyone except Shardul is fit now. So he is talking about the inclusion potentially of Ishant Sharma.
Yeah, I mean, he hurt his finger. Now it's all of a sudden fixed to actually replace someone that just causes suspicion. I mean, that's about it. That's just giving them a benefit of doubt. That's all.
Now, Bugsy Singh has talked about the last time they played at Lords, they had both Kuldeep and Ashwin in the team, and they didn't even bowl Kuldeep very much at all. That's a problem. But it looks like, Jadeja's valued for more than just his bowling, his batting and his fielding. They bowl 4 seamers and have Jadeja there. It's a pretty good team.
Yeah, they want a seamer and knows how to bat. So in overcast condition, there might be advantage to help the wicket with spin as well. So, I mean, Jadeja is a perfect fit.
It was a surrender last time they played. I don't think we need to go off last performances. Let's look at doctors talking about alcohol being banned.
I'm not sure.
So Richard Vernon's just made a comment saying to me, he's not about, but he said, win the toss and bat, and they'll win.
Who?
Whoever wins the toss should bat, and they'll win. And I do agree.
You know what? An interesting fact I would tell you on this note. Before, MS Dhoni was the top on the list of losing the number of tosses. Since Virat Kohli has lost the first test toss, now he's back at the top. I think with 34 or 35 tosses lost in his career as a captain. So Virat Kohli is at the top for something. We haven't seen his century, but he'll keep the consistency with losing toss.
You're nasty about him.
No, but that's superstitious thing. I mean, it's not in his control, but he's just got some bad luck going on. I mean, MS Dhoni was the one. He used to lose most number of tosses. And now he's
Yeah, but he has won 59% of the matches he's been captain of. He's been captain for 62 matches, so he's pretty good. Am I on Instagram? Yes, I am. Rahul Sarah. There, look. At Norm Koch is both Twitter and Instagram, and Aparna Saini, I can't put my finger on it. Aparna Saini,
a Fanny O2.
Considering Lords is a bit batting friendly, can there be a 5-day play to draw? I really don't think there'll be a draw. The first test was a draw only because of the rain. That was the only reason.
Oh, it was just, you know, that might have hurt it so bad. I mean, I still can't get over it. That is just absolutely ridiculous.
Absolutely. I think I will have it. Manu Darwin is asking your question.
There's been vlogs for years. Remember during 2018 FIFA World Cup? Yeah, no. I mean, there has been a lot of memes going on, and especially he's back on the top list. I mean, that's what it matters. India should be.
This is quite funny. Let's read this comment. I rather like this.
With Virat Kohli, with everything. Should Virat practice with toss rather than doing those heavy lifts? I worry for his back every time I see that image.
That's funny.
I think he just needs to find a plan, like a strategy, like not the strategy that England is looking for at the moment, the strategy for winning the toss. Everything worked out. India is in a position they should not be losing, and they are actually have got mixture of young, experienced, and it's a well balanced side. So just the toss needs to be fixed, and then we're good to go. We might as well wrap this whole series with nil.
The real problem, the real issue is that when you do toss, when you actually make a toss, you should stick to one. You should stick to something. You should always.
You should just go with your lucky coin.
Yeah, but you need to say if you're a heads man, you say heads and you don't change, because ultimately the toss is 50-50. You will win games, but if you chop and change, you're in a bit of a diabolical situation.
Or you just got bad luck. No matter what you pick, Norman, it's not going to happen.
Well, you could, yeah. Well, it does.
Or they should introduce best of 3, especially for Virat Kohli.
Well, do you realise there was the India-Sri Lanka World Cup 50-over match? I think it was in India, and there were 2 tosses. There was one toss. For some reason, they didn't accept it. They redid the toss.
I think it must have landed like.
Yeah, but it was very, very sus.
That's unreal.
Very, very sus. Very, very, very.
Well,
very
I hope Bunty Virat is looking at your comment right now, and he might have just. There's still time before the start.
Just
test the Lords.
Just if you've always thrown heads, just throw heads. If you've always thrown heads, just throw heads. Simple.
I think someone else should go. I mean, he should be allowed to do the toss, like vice captain or something.
Oh, look at this. Siraj Singh says, Norman, you are so kind. Thanks for showing
Oh, that's so nice.
I'm not exactly sure what I've done is so kind. Even when wickets fall, it is horrendously dull commentary being. No, it's not. England David Lloyd is amazing. David Lloyd is amazing. Okay. The reason, that's a good point. This is a good point. Why are they taking spinners? First of all, England don't have faith in their spinners at this point in time. Dom Bess has been told to go back and play county cricket. So they've already taken him back. Jack Leach is left, but he may not be able to be playing. In the case of, but England did have Joe Root and Dan Lawrence. But they weren't used. In India's case, I think they're also of the same mindset. They think the spin's not going to be a success story. Why? Because Lords is generally very dry, which means it should take spin, but it's rained so much before the test, even though it won't be raining during the test this time, it's still not as dry as it used to be. Okay? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to your part?
Yes, I know, and I totally agree.
No, so it made sense, did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't play. He can't bat worse He was out for a golden duck in the first innings. It's upwards of him now. Let's hope he gets a century. Okay. 2 years since Virat scored a century. I know that. But he's also been a
We're still
great
counting.
captain.
But now the number one list is, it's been quite a few matches he hasn't won the toss. So let's see which one comes first.
Exactly. That should be the topic. Because if he wins the toss, it'll make up for it. It'll be worth 100 runs to him anyway, because they'll be batting first and they'll do well. Look, when Virat Kohli eventually gets a full-blooded 50 and then turns into 100, he will score big, and he will turn around and score multiple hundreds. He's that sort of a player. I think he won't be just one century. He'll get multiple centuries. That's my thoughts.
Yeah,
cheers, her luck. Okay. Anusha would be the perfect weight for Virat Kohli. Okay. But look, the truth is, you win tosses 50-50. What's my take on Michael Vaughan? I like the guy. I don't mind the guy. I was stuck in a lift with him for an hour and a half during a Lord's Test match back 8 years ago. He's a character. He's just stirring the pot when he says that India were lucky that it rained. He was just stirring the pot. He knows he gets a reaction. That's what he wants. Sumanth Shastri says a 2-2 prediction. That's what I'm predicting now, because it would have been 3-2 had they won at Trent Bridge. Virat Kohli will not be dropped. Why? Because they're far away their best captain, and that's one of the major influences on his play. He's also one of the best batsmen, but he, at the moment, hasn't been in form. Why is the EC? It's not the ECB that make the TV commentators. It's not them. It's just they're the channels. Sky Sports is the one. I think England. I mean, the England commentators. They put in Sangakkara. They had Michael Holding. David Lloyd is absolutely fantastic. BBC Grandstand, I think it's called. Or is it called BBC Grandstand? BBC. They have all the best commentators, like Boycott and Agnew and a whole host of other people that are on their radio show. What people do, I think Munchie mentioned before, is people turn the television volume down a part and put the radio volume up. They listen to the radio commentators. They watch the TV, but they listen to the radio. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Now, we've got 51 people watching now at Pass. We've got to start to... I don't know whether... I don't think age is a factor here at all at this stage. Yeah, we still know that one. I mentioned before. Sony sports commentators are good, better than Sky commentators. Well, I like Deep Dasgupta. I don't know where he is. He was there for the ones in India. What are you laughing about? Can't hear you.
I said me and Norman was on Sky News, so don't say that Sky commentators aren't good. We were in...
What have you done to your volume, Apala? Apala can't be heard. Oh, wait for it. Yeah, I think these 5 test matches will see Kohli come together at some stage. The series will go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. So I think the test series would have been 3-2 India's way. Because they missed out on winning the first test, there'll be 2-2, which is still a form of a win in a lot of ways. Will there be a high score for the India? I think there'll be
a win in a lot of ways.
Huh?
A win in a lot of ways, even if it's 2-2. I mean, come on. I mean, first one was India's. It's just bad weather. So second and third and fourth
we would have won that.
Fifth
England's
one.
not we, but England would have won that. Sorry,
Exactly.
India would have won
So,
that. So that means they would have been.
I mean, the weather can't be there all the time. So I think I would agree with Michael in some sort of way that if India can't beat this England side, they might as well go home.
That's a bit of a heavy statement.
Well, that's what he's made, but I'm just agreeing to it. I mean...
Now, what's the name of this? Daksh Aswal, 4C roll, number 21. Okay, Daksh, I never mentioned before. but I hope you've subscribed to start with. Broad
Is it his
getting injured
class roll
is a major
number?
setback for England. I don't know whether Broad's injured. I don't know whether. I think it's Anderson's injured. Broad was probably replaced by Wood. I think the reality is that India should win this and win this well. There are far too many changes in the England lineup, and that will affect them. Will we see Anderson tomorrow in the top 11? Doesn't look like it. He looks like he's injured, unless he plays with injury. Transient thinks transient. Welcome. Apana, you're watching. You ready?
I like Aparna's views, quite pleasing and soothing. Thank you. Transient. Is it your real name?
NSP. I think you're right about. I reckon Ashwin will get in there, but I think Ashwin will go in for shuttle tackle. But it looks as though Kohli's murmuring that it might be Ishant. Pujara's not going to replace with Mayank Agarwal. I don't think so.
Yeah, there's no way Ashwin is coming as well. I don't think so.
This is a good comment. Read that comment.
England needs to look beyond Broad and Anderson. Time for others to shine. Exactly. There's a lot of, they've got so many players to choose from. I don't know what's the problem. Either they're confused or
they've got such a great record. They've got such a great record.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's the confusion. I mean, the problem, they're just giving headaches to themselves. They just need to find that, good tuning between the players. Look for that strategy. Otherwise, everyone in their, England's squad everyone is good. I mean, I think the coach has also said the same thing, that we need a strategy. We need something to find the fine tuning. That's what England is missing at the moment. If they were able to find, I mean, God help them, but yeah, India is in trouble because they can perform really well, at the home conditions and in England,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like India playing in Indian conditions.
Okay,
yes.
let's look at this question. Adesh, hang on. Adesh, FF. What will be the challenging factor for both teams at Lords? Really, it comes down to both sides batting. That's like it was in the first match. The batting is crucial. They can't rely on Root, England, and they've got too many confusing challenges ahead of them. If Harmeet comes, they've got some depth there, but really, India's batting line has been stable, and I think we'll see them perform this time. I saw Pujara going. He was going to play very well in that second innings, but didn't get a chance to complete that.
Norman, before, back in the days, batting was not the main thing. It was the bowling, because some bowlers could do spin, and they can deliver with medium to fast sort of a pace as well. There were paces and spinners, so they had a bit of a choice. That's why bowling was the main thing. Now everything has changed. I don't think so there's anyone in any of the teams playing at the moment that could do both. Yeah, and that's why the batting is the main thing. I mean, if you can bat well, you're a star. That's why I just don't like that. I mean, we're looking for one player to come again, like back in the days. Wouldn't you agree?
Amish, Singe, I'm gonna search. I'm gonna kill you. I'm joking. He's saying I look like Merv Hughes because of my moustache. My whole beard, actually. Now, 5 days good weather in Lord's cricket, great. I can't wait. I'm very happy this 5 days good weather.
It's unpredictable. Don't get your hopes high.
It's more yes than no.
It's Lord.
Can any team make their home pitches to them? Yeah, I mean, look, this is a fantastic. Lords is in great condition. The Australian Bangladesh series was on a pitch they're saying was inferior, but again, whether the pitch is up or down, bouncy or moving, both teams have to play on the same pitch, guys. So
we don't have Chris in the panel today. We can't talk about pitch. We need to have Chris to have. I think we've done enough of that pitch conversations when England's tour of
It's
India.
funny. We talked about it in India. We're talking about it in England. Talking
Yeah,
about it in
well,
Bangladesh.
let's
Talking about
leave
it
the
too much.
pitch. I mean,
Yeah.
I think for me, pitch word is banned.
Yeah. I'm just putting one. Transit. The whole of the UK should be covered by a huge umbrella for the sake of cricket. I like that. That's you. Okay, Transit. You designed that. MD Amir Khan. Hi. How are you? Only if it's
Okay.
no, don't be that.
You know
Yeah.
what?
So what?
Can you put that comment back? The one before?
This one? This one?
I know when someone said hi, you missed your pitch. I'm just only pulling your leg. new subscriber. Where's
Yes.
your pitch, Norman? Don't forget to
Amir, you
subscribe.
need to be able to. Please make sure you subscribe, guys. It would be really good if I get people to subscribe. It just is better for the. And well, hang on. What about your channel?
I think I've stopped saying it. There's only one person can do the pitch. So I'll let you do for both of us. You're good at it.
So, guys, don't forget that if you view, like, and share the posts, send through WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Telegram, Instagram, email service, but word of mouth. Tell people about these channels. Say, why don't you have a look at them? And it's amazing. I tell people, and I get them. I had a guy today actually who I met only 2 hours ago. Would you believe? Anyway, so do that, and you hit the subscribe button and notification bell as well, and you get to see regular shows. And if you need to talk to us at Norm Koch, there's Instagram and Twitter. I've also got a LinkedIn page. A partner's got one there at Asani02, which is her Instagram, and her Facebook, not Facebook, her Instagram, and you have a Twitter as well, don't you?
Yeah, and if you can pull up the comment that I just did, you'll be able to see my channel.
Okay. Vera Calloway, I got a golden duck, especially if Anderson's not there. Actually, Anderson not playing might be a bit of a coup for Coley, actually. What's the preparation for Australia for the World T20? They've just had it. The 5 matches in the West Indies and the 5 matches in Bangladesh, that's T20 matches, the 10 matches in total, that was their practice. 8 matches they lost. Then they go off and play IPL individually and then straight to the World T20. It's quite a mess, actually. Shocking mess. Do you put many community posts on your YouTube channel? You don't, do you, Aparna?
Not as much as you, Norman.
It's not about how much I do. It's about how much you do.
No, I don't. It's just a leg pulling, joke.
I know.
Friendly banter. You've done enough.
But you should put more on.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I need a bit of a motivation. That's why I'm asking all your supporters, fan club of Norman, please join my team as well.
I've had 2.5 million people view my page.
Jesus.
So I've just reached that. Just had a milestone of 2.5 million. No, Virat Kohli will not get a duck, especially if Anderson's not there. Could be his day. Somewhere I feel if a greenish pitch is given, it's going to backfire. The host England batting is quite mediocre at the moment. You're right. CA Rajendra Reddy Malapali. I've talked about it already.
Mm-hmm.
Virat Kohli's saying hello. Look, Virat Kohli's joined us.
Well, Virat Kohli, go and practice toss.
No, the only way you practice is by calling the same thing consistently. So just smile because I'm going to.
No, just he has to try his luck before he actually gets on the field. That's what he has to try. Other than that, there's no trick.
I don't know what I thought the routine is. One person tosses, as in flicks the coin, and one person calls from both sides. So if Virat should stick to one thing, is just let the other guy flick the coin and he calls
I think
heads.
he's tried. Then if you see the number of tosses lost, I mean, he's tried everything. He should by now. Can
creative.
Joey Root plays a good innings in second
Answer this
test?
question.
What do you mean by good innings? What do you want him to say?
Good is hopefully getting runs.
He's a good player. I mean, he can come good. He's been always
Come good. He got 109 in the first.
I
test.
know,
What do
but
you mean?
that's what I mean. That's what I asked. What do you mean by can Joey Root plays a good innings in second test? I mean, he's been good. So what more good do you want? That
It's
was
true.
my question. But he's
the
a
fact
good
is-
player, and you probably want to see double century. He might as well. Don't do that against India.
Well, he's had a fantastic year.
Yeah, I know.
Root's had a
So
and
did Ben Stokes, and
he's only 113 runs. It was 113 or was it 13? I'm not sure. Off 9,000 test runs. He'll knock off. What's his name? Graham Gooch. He's got 9,200 runs. Then he'll be the second highest run getter behind Alastair Cook. Did you like Alastair Cook?
yeah. But my favorite is Ben Stokes, who's got a stroke, and he's given one to England team. But his stroke, his problem, mental problem, I think that is an issue that should be addressed in cricket a bit more. I think now this has come out through one who is a massive player. I think the board and the management should really look after their mental health as well, keeping all the jokes aside. And, England is really struggling because I don't know how long he's going to be off the field, but as many days as he's going to be off the field, it's going to cost England and come and bite on the ass some way or the other. So they're not liking it, definitely. But, he needs that space. Should be respected.
It's interesting. There's a lot of discussion about, they're discussing about Moeen Ali looks like he'll play. It looks like that England will be without Broad Anderson, which we talked about. The question of Ashwin keeps coming up. And even questions around Jack Leach, the spinner. If Ashwin's not playing, Jack Leach won't be playing, I can assure you.
I would agree.
Yeah.
But I think Moeen Ali is definitely playing.
Axar Patel's floating around as well. Axar Patel won't get a go. Not this early. So
my bet is on Moeen Ali because, as I said,
he's definitely
due is his
he
record.
could be the difference.
Why wouldn't he?
So Joe Root has played 106 test matches. He scored 8,887 runs. So he needs another 113 to get 9,000. And I think Graham Gooch is around 9,200. So he's got about 300 odd runs to get, which he may well get this series, actually. And he could well be the second. He will eventually be the second most prolific run scorer for England. And over time, might get first. So that's a. And they actually interviewed Johnny Bairstow.
You did.
He's a fun character. You should upload. I should send you you should upload the press conferences on your side as well.
You've got the access to my account.
Huh?
You've got the access. It's partially Norman. He's my marketing manager, co-host and marketing manager.
Huh?
No, Norman is my co-host and marketing manager.
Whereas might as well,
and I am Norman's scriptwriter, which he never uses because the introduction line should be in the first test. India came close but didn't get the taste of victory. Now all talks and eyes at Lords. And while we're talking about eyes, welcome to my show, Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnak, which is a collaboration with Cricket Conversation, because you're going to have a lot of conversation with Aparna.
So
See, he never uses. Wasn't it good, guys?
I'll send you the link for that. Hang on, let me just get the link.
Anyway, jokes apart.
I wonder what happens when. So read that comment out there and talk about that one.
Yeah, so after Anderson retires, where do you see England bowling lineup? I think Norman is the best person.
Well, it's a very healthy state of affairs. Very healthy state of affairs. They've got Ollie Stone. They've got Overton. They've got Sakib Mahmood. They've got obviously Mark Wood. I think a lot of great bowlers there. Lots of.
Yeah. No, they've got.
Who would you rather?
They don't have any problem with finding players. Let me tell you that. It's just again comes back to that strategy.
So here we go. Look here. What slows up on Chris Cairns? Well, Chris Cairns is facing court for his discretions. There's no latest at this point. He's in a lot of trouble. Put it that way.
Mm.
Would you still make Rory Burns' place if he's injured? No, he wouldn't be playing. But Rory Burns would be in the side if he wasn't injured. Rain could be a Fiskin. Sambasiva, Raul, Vijendla. Now, Rain is the Fiskin, or certainly wasn't the first match. Won't be in the second. Now, Sambasiva, have you actually subscribed? Please do. Focus on Indian cricket. Here we go. Is Australian team suffered the 25th after Gilly? Yeah, they're in a mess. They're in a severe mess from top to toe. They've lost 8 of the last 10 matches. Oh, Cairns is seriously in hospital. Oh, we're talking about the illness. Sorry, that's a mistake of mine. I was talking about he's in trouble regarding the various frauds. These guys. Chris Cairns is seriously ill in hospital. What's actually wrong with him?
Not sure.
What?
What's actually wrong with him?
I've just
Not
asked.
sure.
Oh, you're not sure, but I just want to see. I'm going to see what I can find out because there is mention about him being serious. I didn't know that. I thought we were talking about these misdemeanors. Let's go. So Chris Cairns is actually in hospital in intensive care in Sydney.
Former Black Caps all-rounder Chris Cairns is reportedly on life support after suffering a major medical incident. It's understood Cairns suffered an aortic dissection at his home in Canberra last week. He's reportedly had several operations since, but has not responded as hoped. Cairns played 62 tests.
So he has an aorta split, so a heart-related problem, and he's in intensive care. He's in fact on life support. And his mother's, oh my God, I didn't realise it was that bad. That's terrible.
Yeah, no, me neither.
And he's not old. It's he's quite young.
Mm.
So,
well, we
Richard,
hope he gets well soon.
I was just thinking about the other horrible thing. Well, the thing that he's been heavily criticised for the amount of issues he had with the various match fixing aspects, and that is very sad because you know what, when you have stress from embarrassment or where you've disappointed through a fraud aspect or whatever it might be, your body goes through so much stress, doesn't it, through the humiliation, and it can lead to such complications such as what we're hearing here.
I know, but but just all our prayers with him, and hopefully be able to get well soon.
So he's actually in a hospital in Sydney. I think they're saying he was living in Canberra.
Yeah, but obviously it might be.
No, but it's serious.
Better medical assistance.
Yeah, very sad. I missed that. How come I didn't miss that? I shouldn't have missed that.
Yeah, me neither. I think I haven't seen on the news. I mean, there's a lot of fakes and other things going on, though.
It was buried in all the discussion we were talking about regarding India and England, of course. Yeah, Jack Leach, there's a lot of discussion with Jack Leach. Look, he's done well enough. He played very well in India. This is not India, this is England, and hence he's not playing at the moment. And nor is the same confidence been given to, Ashwin, who would be the leading spin bowler in the world. Jadeja's in there because of his versatility. There was a lot going on there.
Well, on that note, Norman, I'm going to take a leave. I've got something in the morning. It's 1 o'clock.
What have you got in the morning?
Should I tell you my personal timetable? I mean, I've got an assistant, all right?
Yes.
I've got an assistant. I don't need another one. I'm not hiding at the moment. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I've got it's a weekday.
All right.
So gonna
Well, thank you for your time. We appreciate
no,
the
thank
partner.
you.
So
I think it's been an hour, and it's like 1 o'clock. So is there still some time before the match starts? We'll catch up tomorrow,
tomorrow
either
we'll be
before.
catching up tomorrow. You and I will be catching up tomorrow at, if you want to, the pre-match show will be at, the game starts at 8 o'clock our time.
8 o'clock,
We'll
yeah.
be starting about 6:30 our time. Okay.
Yeah. No. I know that's the
Are you
regular
ready?
timing, isn't it?
Huh?
Isn't the regular? We've been doing previews about 6, 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
You
6:30.
changed the time today. I mean,
I know. I had
oh my God!
reasons
So
to it.
Norman Kochnak was late. So
I had some things to do.
exactly. Anyway,
But I mean,
thank you,
but I
everyone.
let everybody know that I was late. I did make it.
I do message you as well. It never gets delivered. I don't know. There's some problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll figure that one out.
When did you do that?
Just joking.
Oh, so you didn't message me. Okay.
I do anyway. Come on, Norman.
Well, usually
Anyway.
you're usually late too. All right, you
Yeah, I
take care
know,
of partner.
but
We'll
that's
see you
just
tomorrow, 6:30. I'm going to continue talking, but
all right.
everyone, thanks
Yeah.
to partner for her time.
Thank you,
Okay.
everyone.
All right, partner.
Great pleasure talking to everyone. Just do go to my channel and subscribe. Cricket Conversation with Aparna Seni, and whoever is watching from my channel, which is Cricket Conversation, please do go and subscribe. It's a collaboration with Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnak. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, partner. All make sure you subscribe. It was good to have a partner there for that period of time. I'm just trying to work out a few things which I'm trying to do. Let's have a look here. What's going on here? So okay, there is some breaking news. Stuart Broad has been ruled out. He's saying a tear to his right calf. Now there was an MRI scan in London, and Broad sustained injury during a warm-up on Tuesday afternoon at Lord's. England have called in Lancashire seamer Saqib Mahmood to cover, which means Saqib Mahmood could play. Saqib Mahmood could play. Just going to copy that and just paste it. Just going to get a picture of Broad, guys. It's quite a sad day for cricket with Chris Cairns' aortic problem. It's quite a major matter indeed, guys, and we need to think about the poor guy. He's a tremendous player. Very sad. So it's been made official that Broad is out. And Saqib Mahmood is in his place. Should actually look for a picture of Mahmood, but no. All right, so will Virat score 50 plus? We should put a little bet on that, whether he will or not. Looking for a photo of Saqib Mahmood. All right. Yeah, Broad is out for the series, has been confirmed. Chris Cairns was huge. I remember 95 to 2005. He was one of the exciting cricketers going around, compelling viewing as a batting ball. He was amazing. So was his uncle, or was his dad? I don't think it was his dad. I think it was his uncle. Lance Cairns was also amazing. All right. Hi, on. Please have a discussion in your channel with Vikrant Gupta from India and Rizwan. C.A. Rajan Reddy Malapalli, I have already had a long hour with Vikrant Gupta. I already had that. Rizwan Haider, not yet, but I have certainly had an interview with, and I'll put it on my community channel if you want to see that. So, guys, if you want to see videos that I've got on my YouTube channel, you can see the videos there. So, hang on, let me have a look here. Richard, I wish you'd make comments on the actual video, not on Messenger, because I have to transpose them across. Copy. If we copy and put it on the YouTube page, let's just look at this. Where are we? I'm doing some things here, guys. Just bear with me a second. So I have had the video with Vikram Gupta already.
We'll start with Rory. And
So I'm
then
just putting
we'll
that
go to
post on.
Steve. So go ahead, Rory.
Thank you. Hi, Johnny. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
It's it is a worry what we've heard here. Just trying to get some information there regarding. So the video which I had done some time ago, I will now forward that with Vikram Gupta. Let me just find it, guys. Here it is. There it is, just to prove that. Look, there's Vikram tonight. Together, look, see, guys, it's me talking to him. Just doing a bit of an update on that, guys. Just bear with me a minute. Sports Tack is of course the program that he's on. So I've just gone to my community page. So yeah, Rizwan Hayder. I don't know Rizwan. I'll have to find out more about him. If after injury, Anderson Boyd, what could be England pace attack in the second test? Well, clearly, Mark Wood's isn't going to be in. Mark Wood will be one player. Also, Ollie Robinson. Ollie Stone is still there. Overton. And clearly, down the track, Sakim Mahmood will also going to go. They've got quite a few bowlers, don't you worry. So CEO Rajan Reddy Malapalli, I've actually just forwarded that there. I had that interview about, when was it? About 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago it was streamed. So if you go to the community, go to my community page, go to my community tab. So the community tab there, community. Then you look below and you'll see the video there now. All right, so have a look at it, guys. Not now necessarily, but when you get a chance. All right. All right. Why is Australia so good in the Olympics? They train very hard and very long. The reality is we have a lot of money thrown into it as well. We have the right weather conditions. We are very outdoorsy in the way we do it. That's what it all contributes. New Zealand do very, very well as well. Yeah, I haven't followed that. For some reason, it hasn't come on my radar. I'm disappointed that I didn't see it earlier. Okay, all right. Yeah, it's very, very unfortunate. So going back to the sides, guys, we were talking earlier about the sides. Let's go through that again. It looks as though Broad's out. Anderson's also looks like he's out. Lawrence looks like he'll be dropped. So in their place will probably come Wood, possibly Ollie Stone, or possibly even Sakim Mahmood may come in. Then in the case of Lawrence, Ollie Pope will come in, and there's also Moeen Ali to come in as well. And then the batting side of it, if Rory Burns is injured, as they're suggesting, it might just simply be Ollie Pope going and everybody stays in, or they may bring in Hamid. That's the Indian side. It's a real mess. England side, I should say, is a real mess. Who'll play the point role in any well? It's going to be Kale Rahul. Certainly already has shown that, and he will continue to do so. Jadeja will as well. The bowling of Bumrah, Siraj, all very relevant. Ultimately, Kohli, Pujara, and Rahane should step up as well. We'll wait and see about that. Robert Sharma is proving his value every time he plays. Okay. Let's stop having little duels between India and that's not good. I don't want to see that. Just trying to get that sorted. All right, so any questions, guys? Unless Ash plays, one out of Ishan Shami might be at number 8. India have always batted Ishan ahead of Shami, but Shami can slog like Shami. Yeah, I think they played. The Indian tail did very, very well in the last match, didn't they? They got the score to 278. It was brilliant. It was actually very satisfactory indeed. Very impressive, wasn't it? Make sure, guys, that you're subscribing, please. There's a few new ones joining in. Just hit the subscribe button. It costs nothing, but it helps me out immensely. Jack Leach, I can't see Jack Leach coming in. Jack Leach won't come in, nor will, Ashwin, I think he should be in, but they may not be putting in, maybe they may be preferring Ishant Sharma. Focusing in cricket, well, Australia have made several selection errors. There's dissension in the camp, in my opinion. Matthew Wade should have been captain. Aaron Finch was not there. All the IPL guys are playing, preparing for the IPL, not playing here. Very disjointed. It's very much, they've got no true batting leader. They've got no true captain. If Aaron Finch is not playing, Alice Carey's not ready yet. Matthew Wade should not have captained. It's quite messy. I tell you what, Bunty Singh, I agree with you. Sakib Mahmood could well be a great player for this team. He could well be a leader in the attack. He reminds me a bit of Siraj, is my way of describing it. I think that there's a lot of positives to be taken out of his performance in this, for sure. Generally they are compulsory. We've got to have interaction because we can't meet the players individually, so they've got to come on for a one-to-many. Who's a crucial player for England? Well, Ben Stokes, remember, is not there. Sam Curran's not being talked about. I still think he's very crucial, but probably the most obvious crucial person is Joe Root. If Joe Root fails, England lose. Simple as that. Yes, I do believe Siraj Singh. I believe he will be, and I think this could be it's a better batting pitch, Lord. So I think we'll see India back really well. Do you see Aussie come to full potential for Ashes? No. For Ashes, well, the World Cup, they're in a mess. Ashes, it's going to be, both teams will be struggling a little bit, and it depends. Ben Stokes was a major player in previous series in Australia. Ben Stokes is so important. Let's hope that he's able to play. At this point, he's not looking like he's going anywhere near this series, the World Cup, the IPL. He's out of contention for all of that. Maybe he's ready for the Test series. Maybe. Jofra Archer, maybe, but it looks doubtful as well. But they're probably earmarked for that series, or at least at some stage of that series, which would be something, worth noting. Absolutely. Any more questions, guys? We seem to have a lot of input from there was some very, very good media conferences. Very, very good media conferences. When will Michael Nesta play in Australian level? He's an all-rounder and has been talked about. Yeah, they reckon he's very close. I don't know whether he's that good, but that's just my thoughts. I think Aussie will be a real threat in the T20, especially they both have Zampa, Sweps, and informed start Cummins as well. Bunch of this thing I don't agree with you at all because you haven't mentioned any batters there. Bowling, they're okay, but batting are atrocious. No, they haven't got a hope in hell. They won't be the top four for the World Cup T20 will be, in fact, England and West Indies, India and England, West Indies will make one semi-final grouping, and India and either New Zealand or Pakistan will be the other grouping. Below that will be South Africa, Australia, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Pretty adamant about that, actually. Joe Root and Anderson, I see other than England team, is very ordinary at home, and I wonder what will happen in England in Indian conditions. Well, we just saw them play in Indian conditions, and Indian did very well against them. England would suffer with their batting. Yeah, Anderson, if he's not playing and Joe Root gets out cheaply, England will get beaten quite handsomely, I'm afraid. We talked about that. Should Ashwin get a chance to actually? He should. I think Ashwin should, but he may not. I'm not asking him who will play ahead of Umesh or Ishant in place of Shardul. It'll be Ishant Sharma, Shardul's out. So Ishant Sharma, Shami, Bumrah, and he's on the bloke. Siraj, and then Jadeja, and then the batsman as the top 6 was before. Following since. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that attitude, Sonia. I really do. I'm going to photograph that. I rather like that comment. I'm very impressed by it. I love comments like that. That makes me feel happy. Very nice comment. In fact, I'm going to post that right now. So keep asking questions, guys. So Bore Mujunda went over and Unlava's from Extra Time. Bore went from his various channels. I'm just posting, guys. All right. That's I really appreciate that. Does Lordship support pace bowling? Somewhat more, yes. It is meant to take spin, but it looks like they're not expecting it to, based on the players that have been selected. No, they won't. Top 8, Group A, no. I don't think South Africa's any better than Australia at this point. And the West Indies and England will top that group. And the other group will be India and probably either Pakistan or New Zealand. Pema goes, you just need to send me, okay, an Instagram message, your email address to my Instagram, and I'll reply your email. I'll reply by email. And we'll get that started. Okay. Well, Rishabh Pant likely batting at Lords, like batting at Lords. Can he see a century from England make batting pitch? Okay. I'm expecting the Indian top order to fire, especially if they bat first. Order of Sharma with Rahul, fantastic now, their opening pair. Pujara, Kohli, Rahane, and Punt. They'll all do very well. So Sean Tate's is not the team coach, but he's a bowling coach. Well, he's a fast bowler. Maybe he'll improve their fast bowling stocks. What's your favourite for the T20 World Cup? I'm going to say India and England. West Indies is the smoky. Shastri is leaving after World Cup. Should he approach Steyn as next coach? As he'll be immense help for it. Well, as a bowling coach, maybe Steyn, but as the team coach, no, it's going to be Rahul Dravid. Rahul Dravid will be the replacement coach. There's no doubt. He was with the Indian side that were in Sri Lanka, been with under 19. He's been mentoring a lot of people. I'm pretty sure that Rahul Dravid will be the next coach. Umesh is a swing bowler like Shardul. Ishant is a seam bowler, even though Ishant is a good record of course. Yeah, Umesh Yadav is just that level below the rest. Not that he's done well in many tests. He's deserving of a go. That's why he's in the squad. But he may not get a Guernsey just yet. There's still 3 more tests to go after this, guys. Don't worry, some of these players will be rested or injured or what have you. Bumrah will get rested at some stage. Yeah, that's probably... Well, no, Shardul's not playing Minotti, so Shardul is out injured. So it'll be Bumrah, Shami, Ishant, Siraj and Jadeja. Petrush JDA has saying hi, so hi everyone. Hello. Past your bedtime, isn't it? No. Suman Ishant stock ball is the in swinger. Yep. Can Ricky Ponting coach the Indian team? Well, it could happen, but I don't think it will happen. Ishant is a swinger. Okay. Reasons behind players getting injured too much. It's just, well, in the case of one of the players being injured in the dressing room falling over, there's all sorts of issues. Oh, that's a great. Navish, I like that. I'm glad you put this forward. How exciting. Well, first and foremost, next year in Birmingham, the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, the women's cricket will be a part of the agenda of medals. Fantastic. And then now ICC have decided they give that a test run next year, which is 2022. 2024 is a bit close for the next Olympics, which is in Paris, but 2028, the ICC have looked for the inclusion of cricket in the Olympics. Fantastic. Fantastic. That means 2028, it'll be LA. They've got baseball pitches, which they can use. And then ultimately 2032 will be in Australia, which there are plenty of cricket grounds. Who's the best bowler in the Indian team? Well, Bumrah, after he got 9 wickets, for sure. Raul comes as coach, then Zahir Khan will probably come as bowling coach, yeah? Even though Bharat Arun has done a tremendous job. Possibly. Can no one apply for Indian team coach? I'd love to. I'm going to go for I'm applying for Santa Claus first. Santa Claus. But I'd love to be the Indian coach. I think it'd be a great job. I'd certainly get them motivated, that's for sure. I'd love to motivate them. If Dravid coaches in here, he won't be able to coach the crucial A team where the stars have grown. True, he won't be able to do both. It's true, but then the lead is the best place to be as far as the coach is concerned. From Kohli's press conference, it is just near to confirm that Shardul wouldn't be replaced by Ashwin. He'd be replaced by fast bowler Ishan Swaraj. Yeah, I heard the same thing, Patricia. I think you're right. That means Ashwin may not play. Ishan should play that Lords because 2014 series won 7 wickets taken by everyone. Yeah, he's a good bowler. No, not denying that. Looks like Ishan Sharma's playing, by the way. In place of Shardul Thakur. And they'll have 4 bowlers. Siraj, Shami, Bumrah, and Ishan with Jadeja. It's a pretty strong side. Pretty strong side. Pretty strong side indeed. Just looking at Johnny Bairstow interview was very good. It's the angle with which Ishan bowls comes into the right hand of batsman. It's not so much swing. He's more of a seam bowler. He's a seam bowler, not a hit the deck bowler, more than a swing bowler. Virat Kohli is the best captain India's ever had. He's captain for 62 matches now. It's the most, if anyone, and 59% ratio. Great captain. Shikhar Dhawan and Dravid have given this statement as many times that he doesn't want to coach main English. I don't believe that. Why would he want to coach the A team and all the other teams? Why wouldn't he want to go for the top berth? He will. If India win this series, we will see a clean sweep. Yes. Hopefully before. Well, that's a great point. West Indies is not a country. So what are they going to do about the West Indies? Are they going to play Barbados and Jamaica and Antigua? That's actually interesting. That could be interesting what they're going to do there. But I mean, yeah, they can play Barbados, they can play Jamaica, they can play Antigua or Trinidad, but they can't play them all together. Very, very, very interesting point. So England, Scotland, and Ireland can play all. That's Great Britain. That's very interesting. Very good point. I'm going to note that one because it's a very unfair dilemma for West Indies. They'll basically be excluded. Good point. I don't know how they're going to get around that because the West Indies can't play as a country. You're right. So what are that? Leeward Islands, Windward Islands, another group, and they can't play that either. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens there. Very good point. Just having a look there, what's going on. Oh. Going up numbers, guys. It's good. Great stuff, guys. Really appreciate this. We got good viewership today. Deservedly so. Actually, have 40,000 for the. That's amazing. Just looking at the numbers here. Very impressive. We talked about it. A tail end might possibly bat at 8, which I fully support. Okay. Yeah, there's an issue on the tail of India if they have some good bowling. When is my birthday? 10th of June. 10th of June next year, of course. Sumat? No, not at all. Ishant swings the ball in the air. Watch any video. He's more of I hit the deck seam ball, to be honest. It's his stock ball. Okay. Even Wales too. Yeah, it's quite disturbing what's going on there. It is disturbing that we can have a Great Britain side with all the Arsenal players from Ireland all the way across, and yeah, it's an interesting one. It's a very interesting one. Okay. Right. Hello, Tala Khan. What is the fate of Justin Langer over current crisis in Australia? He has to be considered lucky to be. I think after the Ashes, we'll see a change. How are you? I'm very good. Wales play Great Britain. It'd have to be. And then West Indies, I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to stack all it. Maybe they're going to all go to Barbados, or I don't know what they're going to do there. Hardik Pandya is not a good example. He's been injured so much. England batting will crumble on slow UAE pitch. Maxwell will rock in the World Cup. We'll see. Maxwell's one of our saviours, yes. He was the best aggressive player in the world. You think, well, gee, there's been quite a few. I mean, really, India has a truckload. England has a truckload. So, not as many as you would think. Yeah, we've reported that broad, yeah. Is it the entire series? I didn't know it was. Well, that's if they put Sakib Mahmood in there to replace him. Just curious. I've just put that up a minute ago. Actually, I've actually posted that. Guys, make sure you look at my community page. I post a lot on there, a real lot. I'm just looking up a few things here. So again, if you look at the page there, you'll see the Vikrant Gupta's there as well. Okay. All right. Make sure you watch the series again tomorrow. We have a preview of the first day of the second test of day one. Toss teams tantrums, which we know that is about the toss. Hopefully, India win the teams with the changes we've been talking about. And the tantrums, people maybe not happy they weren't selected. That can always be the case. But yeah, that'll be on at. The game starts at 11, which is 8 p.m. Australian time. 11 a.m. England time, which is St John's Wood, which is in central London, with an 8 p.m. start Australian time, which is 3:30 Indian time. We'll start the show about 6:30 p.m. Australian time, which is 2 p.m. Indian time, and about 9:30 a.m. England time. It's going along nicely. Looking forward to a real fist fight of a test match. England young fast bowlers versus Indian batsmen. I think that will be the key play. Hoping some good cricket and drive. Well said, Bunty. Well said indeed. Bunty, can you put that comment there, not only in the live chat, but once the video is uploaded properly, because it's a live chat at the moment, it's not uploaded. Put it on the comment section, please, after it, please, Bunty. Darwin, just love you, mate, with wish this only. Okay. Penny and Mo and Ali's inclusion, a great one. Very, very significant, very, very important. Very, very important. Very, very important. It does look like Stuart Broad is out of the whole series. No Broad, our advantage in India. India should have got every reason to win this. Should Livingston replace Stokes, or should Root, Milan, Bannister, and Morgan bat 3, 4, 5, 6 for the T20 World Cup? Livingston's probably going to replace Stokes. It's a good point. And Root Milan, Bairstow, Morgan are a great combination as well. England have got a very good T20 side. So have India. It's going to be a very big concept. Those two should be the finalists, realistically. West Indies are the only spoiler that can really show up, and maybe a Pakistan or a New Zealand. But Australia, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and other nations that are involved aren't going to go well. My vlog, my home tonight. I've done a lot of Coogee videos. A lot of me down at Coogee Beach. You've seen them. But does have a look through my video link and look through and look for them. There's plenty. I've actually done videos of Coogee. Have a look. My next trip in India should have been earlier this year, but because of COVID, I haven't been able to go. And now it's bad here again. I can't move anywhere. So as soon as I get an opportunity, I'm going to be in India, and whatever that'll be. I hope to go to the UAE, but again, matter of whether I can leave. India versus New Zealand, I'd love to see that in India. I'd love to see India versus South Africa in South Africa. That'd be fantastic as well. No, I'll be in India as soon as I can guys. Langer's an Aussie team manager dispute with CA board on the video posted March the 3rd. Oh, I think that's just it's rubbish. It's nothing important there at all. No, I don't think they. No, if you beat England, you beat England. It's not their weak side at all. I don't agree with that. Mark Wood can threaten India. He's not. They're not weakened. It's just they've made a mess of their selections. To be honest with you, Stuart Broad in the first innings didn't bowl that well. So I don't know whether that was necessarily weak or if he's dropped because they might be strengthened with Wood. Let's be honest. Yeah, so just a bit further along. Okay. So to average 25 when England lost host India to this. India one denied of credit every time they win. Don't worry, India will do well. They still won that first match. Best 11 England in T20 World Cup. No Archer. Mine is at 11 with Rory, Butler, Milan, Morgan, Stokes, Livingston. Well, Stokes is not in, so he's not in. Livingston, Ali, Sam, Rashid. It's a pretty good side. Lokesh Petfa, have you actually subscribed? Divo Gandhi, I haven't seen your name either. Can you make sure you've subscribed? What is your view on Rishabh's punt, aggressive batting, keeping in mind that Pujara, Rahane and Kohli's form in the middle order? You can't change punt, nor should you try to. He's a winner, and he will continue to be a winner. So let him go. With Pujara and Kohli need to get through the first few overs, and then they're in with a chance. Rahane needs to sort out his running, shot selection. There's a few issues with Rahane there. When you are in India, we can have fan meetup. We definitely will. So Sia, Rajan Reddy, Malapali, make sure that you subscribe, which I think you have. Great. No rain forecast next match, Lords. Don't buy alcohol. Yeah, that's true. We know that. It's well documented. Pratyush. Yes, I agree with you on that. But 2018, when India beat Australia, lots of people were saying that the best the week. They beat the week. No. I can't say that. Overton was tall and was accurate when the last played the test. He can bat too. Yeah, he's a chance. Ollie Stone is a chance. Ollie Robinson's another great player. We've got him now and there. You've got, Mark Wood. You've got Sakim Mahmood. They've got a few good bowlers. India shouldn't be saying that they're not good. Wazim Jaffa says that the injury of Shadow is very unlucky, as every player doesn't get a chance to play on the ground named after him. He's known as Lord Shadow Cheeky. All right. Well, all players of England are being well for the IPL phase 2. Apparently they are. Second test 11 in England's Lord's test. No, it's not. It's still a good side. As injured, sir, he is not in the squad. But I'm talking generally though about Ollie Stone. Dancer boy, sorry, I couldn't join. Okay, well, it's would you want to get on? Come on now, or are you saying you can't join? The partner was here earlier. bit busier today. Tomorrow's going to be huge. Yeah. Okay. Last time England played a home test without broading was 2007. You've talked about that. Is Sakim Mahmood eligible to play tomorrow straight away, or does he have to quarantine? It looks like he's eligible to play because he's in England anyway. I'd say that he's eligible to play. Subscribe back. Good luck for your future. Loving your work. Thank you, Dibbo Gandhi. I really appreciate that. And pass on the information to other people. Spread the word. Just keep us surprised like this one. Oh, yes, Answer Boy is very good on occasions. Yeah, there's some very good interviews there that Coley has done some good interviews, but Banster Boy, he hasn't done any good interviews. Bairstow, Root twice actually. Very impressive. Are you a relation with Alan, sir? Only over? No. Alan, as in Alan Mullally, no, he's not a relative of mine, and nor is he one of Banster Boy. Banster Boy has his son, or he is called Richard Vernon, or Reg more so, and his son is called Chris Vernon, who's been on the show for many, many episodes, well before his dad came on. And where is Chris Vernon is my question. Okay. Questions, guys, questions, because Banster Boy doesn't want to join. I don't know why. Very, very close. Yes, Reece Topley is another one. Navi Sharma's probably another great player. You've got Reece Topley, you've got Craig Overton, you've got Ollie Pope, Ollie Stone, Ollie Robertson, Sakim Mahmood. There's 5, Mark Wood 6. There's 6 bowlers that are running very close to getting in this England side. They've got a heap of good players. Do they hand over Lord's membership for anyone who scores that Test 100 at least 5 to? They don't hand over a Lord's membership. People do get memberships over time, yes. Don't know whether there's an automatic handing over, no, but they're named on the honour board, which is a big deal. Prediction. If any of them don't play Ash when they are mad, win the toss, bat, and win the game. Correct. So I kind of see that point. Chris is captaining the MCC today. Well, where are they playing? Do you think that Ashwin and Jadeja both should play? I think they should. Piyush Upadhyay, I think you're rather new too. Have you subscribed? Subish Balmiki before. Norman, why do we always talk about rotating bowlers? Why not batsmen? Well, bowlers are rotated because of injury and stress levels and bowling levels. Batsmen don't really get their batting. They don't normally get injured in that way as they score a big score. Can they win a series against the England? No, Broad, no. Of course they should definitely win because of those 4 players not playing. Close press conference, he was defending the strategy of four paces, so looking like Ash will not play. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Very, very likely. But Ashwin's not incapable of playing. It's just that they're picking the appropriate team for the ground, and you've got to applaud them for that. They're taking that into account. I mean, it'd be interesting what Ravi Chandran Ashwin speaks about on his own channel, because he's got his own channel, don't forget. Doesn't he? All right, guys, I want to go another 10 minutes, and then I'll pack up, I think, from there. That's fine. Norman kicked out that guy. Okay, yeah. Top 5 Indian batsmen has to make sure that the score shifts. Yeah, I think the top 5 should take more of the run scoring responsibility. Do you think it is the weakest England batting order? It is not necessarily the weakest ever, but one of the weakest. Yeah. Why would you not play the world's best spinner when the sun's shining for 5 hours? Well, what's that? Well, I agree, but for some reason, Coley doesn't want to do that. Ask him. I agree with you. But then I did say that Jade should be picked in front of Ashwin because of his left arm batting, his fielding, and left arm bowling being more of a preference, even though Ashwin's a very good bat and an exceptional bowler. They decided against that. And the other issue, of course, is that Tucker was brought in as a more seeming all-rounder, which they thought was a better choice for that particular pitch. Great, guys. I'm glad you're all subscribing. There's a few new ones joining. Can we see 400 in tomorrow's game, whether in Europe? Yeah, I think you can, Savish. I think you can, especially the first innings of the team that bats first. I would say, in particular, India, not as much England. Can I come tomorrow? Yes, you can. Well, we'll wait, because we'll see. Certainly, there's a couple of shows tomorrow. So in Lords, India is definitely going to win. We'll see. It's my promise. Keep it. I'm Manoj Gatwa. If you're a member, great. I hope you are a member, or at least a subscriber. India's team for the T20 World Cup. Rohit, Rahul, Kohli, Sky, Pant, Hardik Pandya, doubtful. Jadeja, Bhuvi, Chahal, Bumrah, Rahul. So that's a pretty good side. Although Ishan Kishan should be there somewhere, maybe. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it makes it extremely vital. World Test Championships is horning them, and I agree with this notion. When climate is sunny and dry, playing shift minutes is not wrong. No, okay, that's fair enough. If it will turn Jadeja and right-hand batsman very dangerous in effect. Yep. Anderson is also doubtful, very doubtful. Correct, Colin. Defy Ashwin in the playing 11. I'm saying yes, but it looks like Coley was saying no. Why doesn't the British Queen meet with Indian cricketers when they play a Test match at Lords against England, but meets Australian and Kiwi cricketers when they play against England at Lords? Well, is India still a British colony? It's not, is it? It's fully independent, correct? England, Australia, and New Zealand still have the Queen as our sovereign. So that's probably why, isn't that right? I don't know. Am I right? Or because India's become fully independent, that probably explains it. Maybe when they were not. Yeah, it is a big concern. So imagine that may well be because of COVID. Previous youth, who do you think is the best, Joe Root or Kohli? Kohli overall, but Root at the moment. In New Zealand, West England. That's probably likely to Power. Could be the only one that could get in there is Pakistan. How will Brock leave a bowler with his cover? Yeah, interesting. Aussie's first team: Warner, Pekoski, Marnie, Legas, Inglis. Yeah, I like that side. I like that side a lot. Okay. And so they're fully. That's probably partly why. I'm thinking. Wasn't really that was nonsense. Okay, any questions, guys? What's your opinion about India bowling lineup? 4-1-3-2. 4-1-4. Yeah, this is still an important question. We kind of talked about it. Kohli says 4-1, 4 paces, 1 spinner, being Jadeja. 3-2. Well, it didn't work at the World Test Championship. Maybe they're moving towards the 4. I don't know. You're talking about the coach being Justin Langer, or you're talking about Brahma? You're talking about Shastri? Who are you talking about? Ravi Shah, we did mention it. My predictions for what? The World Test Champ, the World Cup, T20, India England final. And for the Ashes series, oh God, 2-2 with a draw. And Dravid, if Shastri goes, on his own, if Shastri decides to end his time there, it'll be Rahul Dravid for sure. He's an India ace coach. He's been mentoring a lot of the players. He'll have to be the coach. Also, the menu at Lord's Canteen, they have great food, superb food. Prediction for this test, I think India's going to win handsomely. India will win handsomely. England side will be a mesh of problems. Moeen Ali's maybe one of their saviours, and if Root goes early, India will smash them. Dravid says no. Well, I don't know what will happen then. I think Dravid will say yes. He may be saying no now, but when push comes to shove in his ass, he'll say yes. Yes, India is fully independent while Australia and New Zealand have Dominion status. That's why, yeah, exactly. I think that's probably what it is. Future of popularity. Well, its future in England seems to be okay, but the rest of the world, it's going. Why would we do it? We've got T20. We don't need it. England have done it for other reasons that don't really relate to the rest of the world. I don't think they're trying to make it the next best thing. Produce Warner Finch, Martin, Steve Smith's not playing. Maxime Marsh, Donis, Carey, Argo. It's not bad. I don't know. I think why would Rahul Dravid want to go and be coach of India A and not coach India? That doesn't make any sense. He may have said that just to throw the fire off him, but I reckon he'll when he comes to it, he'll take it. Well, we'll wait and see. Yeah, that's probably my fault. I might include Pakistan there. Mike Hesson is also considered for the team. I don't think so. He shouldn't be. Ashwin. It's going to be either Ashwin or Ishant. Really? That's something new. I didn't know that. Will we be able to see results? No doubt. Well, we talked about the 11 already. Aravind got Goopy. We talked about it already somewhat. So that's they won't change the batting lineup at all. Same 6, same bowling, just whether Ishant Sharma or Kushadul's out. So it's either Ishant Sharma or Ashwin to take the spot. And we're looking like Ishant Sharma. I don't understand that. I really agree. I don't think he should change the lineup either. This England side of Paystack is a necessity. Cashman plays to the Charlotte, possibly. How is the Australian squad now? Are they in the host one? Oh, they're probably on their way home. It'll be this series, I reckon, Poland. Come on, it'll be this series, I reckon. That's my prediction. All right. Future replacement Langer. Well, interesting. I think Andrew McDonald wants it, to be honest. India should easily. How's my channel going? Pretty well actually. Root or Coley, but Root's playing well at the moment. Yeah, we'll become bigger. At least I'm so vulnerable. You're right. I think New Zealand will beat Bangladesh in their own home. I think they will. Well, if that's the case, there'll be no changes. He did situate the template being the same in the first match. So the only change will be because of Shardul's injury. And at this point, it looks as though it will be, in fact, Ishant over Ashwin. Yeah, we're going well, guys. 3,000 before the previous series. Yeah, looking good, guys. Looking good. Will Coley get a pair tomorrow? I don't think so. After West Indies and Bangladesh series, they should sack Langer and they should find a new coach. He's really struggling. They need to sack Matthew Wade too. Ishant Sharma can play. Ashwin is the best spinner in the world. India have a problem because they're 3, 4, 5 are out of form. That's true. It's true, but yeah, it's an interesting selection not to have in this test. Put it that way. We talked about that already. Yes. All right, guys. I've just about had enough. It's almost 2 a.m. here. I think it's time for me to go. So you can view, like, and share the post. Rubbish on Ashwin. Okay. Don't think. India and England are pretty much up there with New Zealand again, aren't they? Oh no, Ashwin is better than Lyon. Lyon's had a good career though. Well, wait and see. So again, view, like, and share my posts. Make sure you send it through WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, your email groups, whatever other groups that you can discuss with. Tell them about the channel, get them to subscribe, as you should be subscribed. Hit the notification bell, and then have the channel come through your intro. My Twitter page is at Norm Koch, and my Instagram is also at Norm Koch. LinkedIn, I have Norm Kochnik there at LinkedIn. And yeah, that's all and Facebook is me, my name as well. All right, guys, I think it's time I go. All right, all the best, guys. We'll take it easy. It's 1:54 a.m. in the morning here in Australia. It was better. Who was it? It was better Joe Root or for Coley. I've already said Root at this moment is playing better, but Coley overall. Ashton will be playing any other team. Like he is. It is a bit strange not having him there. I think it is a bit strange. I tend to agree with that. All right, guys. I have to say goodbye. I'm stuffed. I've had a big day. Okay, guys. All right, guys. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Australian time, 2 p.m. IST Indian time, and at 9:30 England time. All the best, guys. Ciao.